Go ahead.
College students have an important choice to make in their lives. According to National Geographic, the average American buys 48 new pieces of clothing per year. Assuming you live until you're 80, that means that you have 3,000 new pieces of clothing yet to buy. So did you ever think about what kind of fabric your clothing is made out of? Studies show that clothing production has one of the largest effects on the environment. So take cotton, for example. Cotton is the most popular fabric in the world. And how many gallons of water does it take to produce the amount of cotton needed for one pair of jeans? Any guesses?
20.
I'll say around 100.
100? Okay. Actually, Science World reports that it takes 1,800 gallons of water just to produce that much cotton. So after taking an environmental class this semester, I learned about how clothing production makes a large impact. And so let's explore the current problems in clothing production, what eco-fashion does differently, and how you can make a difference by supporting eco-fashion. So first, let's look at what's happening in the clothing industry today. So as I mentioned before, the amount of water that cotton needs is just crazy. And also, cotton needs a lot of pesticides. Splipper.com says that half the pesticides used on crops in the US were used on cotton. And then there's polyester. Polyester is the second most popular fabric in the world. And polyester is a man-made material that, although it uses very little water, it requires a lot of fossil fuels. So according to Rebecca Oxford, the production of polyester also emits many dangerous chemicals, substances, and carcinogens. Cotton and polyester are not only bad for the environment, but they're also bad for developing countries. Like Uzbekistan and India, two of the largest cotton producers in the world, they are suffering from the effects of cotton production. Rebecca Oxford says that in Uzbekistan, 90% of the land is contaminated, and 43 tons of pesticides become airborne each year. So the rates of cancer and infant mortality, birth defects, and DNA mutation have just soared. And this is affecting not only Uzbekistan, but also countries nearby, such as Turkmenistan. And then 90% of the harvesting is done by hand, mostly by about 200,000 children, who, along with their teachers, are actually required to harvest the cotton. And they have to miss up to 3 months of schooling every year just to do this. So the production of the fabrics are not the only major problems. Sweatshops are also terrible. Sweatshop workers, they work around the clock, and they earn as little as 1/2 to 1/4 of what they actually need for basic necessities. According to DoSomething.org, for less than 1% of Nike's advertising budget, the wages for all the workers producing Nike University clothing could be doubled. So now that you know about some of the problems related to clothing production, let's look at what eco-fashion does differently. As I talked about in my informative brief, eco-fashion focuses on environmental responsibility and social responsibility. For environmental responsibility, eco-fashion's most popular fabrics are hemp, bamboo, and organic cotton. So hemp and bamboo, as I said, they require very little water, and actually they grow much faster, and they don't need the help of any pesticides. And then also, contrary to popular belief, hemp and bamboo are very soft materials. Actually, I forgot something. So I'm going to pass around some bamboo pants that I have, and as you can see, it's really soft. So for social responsibility, eco-fashion supports fair trade. And fair trade is a market-based approach that aims at helping producers in developing countries. So as you can see in this, fair trade is only a very slight consumer cost increase, but it actually makes a big difference for the producers. So even this 4-cent increase is a 20% producer compensation increase. So as you can see, eco-fashion supports good practices. And now let's look at how you personally can make a difference. Many people think that you have to adopt a different style or hippie fashion if you want to buy eco-friendly clothing, but that's not true. There are actually there's eco-friendly clothing available for all kinds of styles. And then also, some people might be reluctant to switch to eco-friendly clothing because then they have to give up wearing their favorite brands like Nike or Puma. But actually, thankfully, you don't have to. Nike and Puma both offer eco-friendly options. There's Nike Considered and Puma Vision and Puma Safe, which are all eco-friendly lines. And also, buying eco-friendly clothing doesn't mean that you have to start suddenly going to new places. There are eco-friendly clothes available at Walmart, Forever 21, Quicksilver, H&M, and just many other stores. And then many people think that eco-fashion is very expensive, but that's not the case. There are eco-friendly options available for any budget, and if nothing else, there are always thrift stores. And I personally love thrift stores, and everything that I'm wearing right now is from a thrift store. So everything that I'm wearing costs less than $15, like total. And so now that you're equipped with the knowledge of where to get eco-friendly clothing, let's go back over what we learned in case you want to convince some of your friends to support eco-fashion. So cotton and polyester and sweatshops are really bad for the environment, and sustainable fabrics and fair trade are what we need. By supporting eco-fashion, you are helping to create a culture that cares about the earth, future generations, and the development of third world countries. So remember that the 3,000 clothes you have left to buy in your life make a big impact. You can help save the world if you make the choice to support eco-fashion.